Planning your journey or the Canada journey, you should understand that there are various things that will get you approved as early as possible. When I say approved as early as possible, I do not mean that you can get an approval before the time stated by IRCC. What I'm just saying is that before the end of the period stated by IRCC on their website, which is 10 weeks, you should definitely have gotten an maybe a message from them or a response, that positive or negative, but we are praying for everybody to get a positive response. Today's video, I'm going to talk about some tips that will help you get your visa approved as early as possible, guys. So if you are new to my channel, please do not forget, subscribe below and give this video a like, because if you do so, YouTube is going to recommend to other viewers who are looking for tips to relocate to Canada. Of course, these tips, if you follow them keenly, may just be moving to Canada if you do the right things. Remember, this process involves money. You cannot be applying to Canada or applying for a study permit to Canada without money in your bank account. So I'm taking it slowly so we understand. Now, there are a lot of videos, on this YouTube channel explaining the journey to Canada. So what you need to do is, I get people coming back with the same questions. Please, if you want to move to Canada, the greatest thing to do is watch videos and listen to what people are saying. All right, it doesn't matter the size of the individual. In as much as you grab what you need, then that video should be helpful to you. We are going to start by submitting applications early. Remember, this video is about tips to get you a study visa approved or to get your visa approved for Canada. Apply early. Here's the thing, Canada IRCC, let me say IRCC, some time to process your visa. Now remember, when you are applying for visa, let's assume that your school is starting September. You shouldn't wait till June before you start applying for visa. No, apply and give IRCC at least 3 months to look at your applications, right? So that in case everything is perfect, then you are good to go. Don't maybe apply when your program is already closer. That is what I mean by submit an application early. And sometimes when you submit an application early, it's even for your own advantage. For example, if your visa is rejected, then you can maybe fix the problem and apply again when there is still time to apply for the visa. So I would recommend you submitting your application early so as to stand a chance to go for the next round in case your visa is rejected. That's point number 1. Point number 2, if you want to apply for any school in Canada, make sure this school is a DLI school. DLI means Designated Learning Institution. Every school in Canada that is recognized by the Canadian government or provinces has that particular number. If you check your offer letters, let's assume for those who already got offer letters, you're going to see a number at the top of the offer letter. All right, that's the DLI number. If you want to know, go to IRCC, go to student visa application and go to the section for schools in Canada. You are going to find every school has a DLI number in there. A school with a DLI number, you can apply for a student permit. Any school without DLI number cannot give you a study visa to Canada. And after you finish your program, you cannot apply for what is called PGWP, the postgraduate work permit. Then maybe you work for 1 or 2 years, you apply for what is called PR, which is the permanent residency. Then maybe you live in Canada for maybe 2-3 years, you cannot apply for citizenship. Everything has a program. It is all process by process. Another option you should put into consideration. Let's talk about this. A lot of people are not getting this clearly. You see, the document I want to talk about is called letter of explanation. Your letter of explanation is the document that will explain to the visa officer what you want to do in Canada, where you are going to be staying in Canada, who is your sponsor, why did you choose Canada, why did you choose that program, and what is the program going to help you, why is the program important to your life or going to be important, or important that you want to study it in Canada and not in US or America. And you equally need to show that after this program you are going to return back to your home country. This is how your letter of explanation needs to be structured by structure. I want to draw your attention to the fact that if you do not explain this letter of explanation well, you may not get the visa. There is something we call home ties. Home ties simply means that things that will bring you back to your country. It may be family, it may be business, it may be investment. So if you are writing your SOP or letter of explanation, make sure you bring this into consideration, because all these things will help you. Now, how are they going to help you? If you have a family and you have a business back home, excellent. You may just use them as home ties. Tell the visa officer that you just want to study this program, and when you finish studying the program, you have to return back to your home family, to your homeland, and look after your family and of course take care of your business. But for now, wife, your brother, your sister is in charge of the business and is taking care of it. All right, you explain yourself like this. This way it can help you so much. That's why I always tell people that proof of funds, home ties, and letter of explanation play a very important role in your visa rejection or visa acceptance. Now, let's take a look at another reason why you should, or a tip you should pay attention to if you really want your visa to be processed on time. The tip here is proof of funds. In Canada, you need to tell the Canadian government, according to them, this is what IRCC is saying, that you need to tell them that you have 1 year tuition fee, you have money for living costs, you have miscellaneous money you can use to return back home. But if you check the website, you are going to see 1 year tuition fee and money for living costs. Now, 1 year tuition fee means that you are showing your tuition just for 1 year. Then living cost is 10,000 Canadian dollars. Now, but this is what is written on their website. But this is what I always tell people. The majority of the people I have seen have shown that they have all their money for their tuition fee. One, if you really want to get success, this is what I will advise you to do. Get all the money for your tuition fee plus living costs plus miscellaneous. For example, miscellaneous is money to show that you have it to pay your flight and return back to your home country. Then living cost is $10,000. Let's assume that miscellaneous is $3,000 or $4,000, right? And living cost $10,000. How much is that? $14,000. Now let's assume that you are studying in a college where your tuition fee is like $10,000 and you are studying a 2 years program. Now your tuition fee will be $20,000. Though they need you to show just 1 year, but you just want to show 2 years so as to be on the bright side. Let's say $20,000 plus living cost $10,000, that's $30,000. Miscellaneous $4,000. Let's just put $5,000. How much in total do we have now? We have $35,000. Now, if you calculate that money and convert it to our local currency in Cameroon, you are going to get something like, I think around 12, 13 million or 14 million, from 12 to 14 million. I don't know the range. But if you convert that, it can still be much or less. But this is the money you should need. The key word here, or the thing I'm trying to explain here, is that try to give them money for living costs, money for your entire tuition fee. Yes, you are not going to find that. You are going to find 1 year, but give entire tuition fee if you can give them. Then miscellaneous. This should be your proof of fund. But now, the greatest target is, how is this money? You are telling them that you have this money in your account, right? Excellent. How have you been getting this money? Do you work? Do you have businesses? Do you have side businesses? All these things you have to document them, because if you do not explain to the visa officer, they are not going to know how the money came about. How is the money coming? Where is the money coming from before entering your bank account? Even if you are not being paid from your company you work with to that account, you are still being paid somewhere. Show evidence. If you have a business, show evidence that you have a business. If you have transactions you have been doing for how many months, show evidence. If maybe you receive salary from another source, show evidence. This is how you structure your proof of funds to suit the visa officer, because if you do not show them how you are getting your money, it's a whole lot of problems, guys, a whole lot. Another reason why, if you really want to get your Canada visa approved on time, you should use this tip. All right, your 3 documents. Don't go and upon applying for a visa, someone contacted me a few days back and was like, Milton, I don't have this document, please can you get it for me using any means? I will pay. Then you do. No. I don't support stuff like that. There was even one guy advised him to go back and write WAEC, though he said it was going to take him like maybe 3 years. Is it 2 years? I don't remember. But he told me that it's going to take him some time to get the document, to write the exam and get in some documents, because he has to study again in order to be qualified. So I advise him to go and do this. If you don't have the real documents, don't apply to Canada, guys. Those of you who go to people to do documents for you, be careful, especially bank statement people. I have seen cases when people apply for visas and they were banned from Canada for 5 years because of what? Fake documents. And you have to be careful. This is not the way it goes. Use your legit documents and do your application so that if anything wants to happen, you should know where it is. Those of you going to people that you don't know them from anywhere, be careful. They will take money from you and do a bank statement for you in their rooms. All right, be careful. I know what I'm saying. Let's go to the last thing, arrangement of documents. When you are applying for your visa to Canada, you have to understand that on the IRCC website, when you have to fill your visa application form or you have to fill all those forms, there is a section there you have to upload all documents. A section for passport, a section for acceptance letter, a section for letter of explanation. I think something like this. Make sure you follow those procedures. Follow those procedures, go down and you upload the necessary documents in that particular. That's to say, don't upload a document somewhere else. Upload letter of explanation and letter of explanation field. Then financial documents, all the documents, now you merge them together. Don't worry yourself. In as much as you know that you have uploaded the right document, you are good to go. Make sure you merge every document